In today's video, I'm going to bring you a list of the top RPGs/adventure games that are coming out in the final stretch of 2021, which for this video is the end of quarter 3 and all of quarter 4. All of these games either stood out to me personally, or I thought they may stand out to you guys that watch my channel. And at the very end, I'll even throw in 2 bonus games that don't quite make the list, but I thought they were pretty cool, so make sure to stick around for that. But before we get into it, I want to show you guys a brand new gaming monitor that just hit the market, the BenQ Mobius EX2710R. Now, I did not get paid to do this, but I did get that monitor for free. The EX2710R is a 27-inch QHD, so 1440p, 165Hz, 1 millisecond gaming monitor. It features 1000R curvature, which is apparently the perfect curve for the human eye, as it helps reduce eye strain by better imitating the three-dimensional space of a game. Other features include a variety of different color vibrance options, the BenQ Light Tuner and Black Equalizer, which helps show more details in bright and dark areas of games. BenQ's HDRI auto-adjusts the HDR settings to help better show clear, realistic details. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm not a tech reviewer, so be sure to watch some actual knowledgeable reviews, but what I can say is that when I found the right settings for my RPG games, it all looks excellent to me. Alright, let's switch over the camera. The first thing you'll notice is that I'm playing The Witcher, and also this long strip with holes in it, which is the built-in 2.1 channel speakers powered by Trevolo. This monitor also came with a remote, which is really easy to use and highly responsive, and the monitor itself does go up and down and also tilt, which is nice. Over here on the back, you'll notice the 4 customizable lights, and I also want to point out that the stand itself does feel pretty secure and firm, but like all of the other monitors I've ever had, it does seem to be mostly made of plastic. I'll put links below to places where you can purchase this monitor. Overall, it's a pretty sweet addition to my RPG gaming life. Also, if you use code WolfheartFPS10 on the BenQ US eStore, you get 10% off. I don't personally make anything from that. It's just a little discount for you guys that goes on until the 30th. All right, back to the video. I'll start off this video with a single-player, rather captivating indie exploration game coming out on September 23rd called Sable. Sable will be releasing on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Mac, and it will be available on day 1 with Xbox Game Pass. The devs behind this game are a 2-man company that goes by the name of Shedworks, and it's being published by Raw Fury. In this game, you'll play as a young girl by the name of Sable, who leaves her nomadic clan to embark on her rites of passage. Interestingly enough, there will be no combat in this game, and it does not have a traditional mainline story. Instead, you'll be traversing this beautiful, unique-looking environment on your glider, which is upgradable, and piecing together smaller stories that you discover. There will be puzzles, NPCs, dialogue, and lots of unguided exploration. Keep an eye on this one, as it appears to have potential to be a true indie gem. Despite recent controversy with Blizzard Entertainment, Diablo 2 Resurrected is still coming out on September 23rd of this year. It will be releasing on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch for a price tag of $39.99 US. The original Diablo 2 came out in 2001, and it's widely regarded as one of the genre-defining action RPGs. And fans of the original will of course be very familiar with this game, as it is a remastered version. Greatly enhanced cinematics and graphics seem to be the primary upgrade here, but there are also some new and improved features. Keep in mind though that it seems to be common feedback that there's not enough of the new stuff. Diablo 2 Resurrected will feature 7 classes and 5 acts, and it will of course have multiplayer with a max party size of 8. Unfortunately, there is no couch co-op, nor will there be cross-play on launch. Many people have already played the recent beta, so be sure to look out for some reviews before making your purchase. Death Stranding Director's Cut will launch on PS5 on September 24th. The original game is already out for PS4 and PC. The Director's Cut will include improved visuals, allowing PS5 players to now play in 4K. It will have new story missions, new ways to deliver cargo, new combat options, new challenges, replayable bosses, a racing mode, and the PC exclusive content will now come to PlayStation. I wasn't actually sure if I wanted to include a director's cut game in this video, but then I remembered how truly amazing and unique the experience of this game was for myself when I originally played it. So even if you don't have a PS5 for the director's cut, you may still want to at least look into this game for PS4 and PC. Death Stranding is a very story-rich, open-world game where you'll be embarking on a journey to reconnect a shattered world that's been transformed by the Death Stranding. Many people have called this game a walking simulator, and well, there is some truth to that, as most of the game you will in fact be walking and delivering packages. But with that said, I also want to let you know that this is the best damn walking sim I have ever played. This game easily made its way into my list of top 5 single-player games of all time. The journey that this game will take you on will really hit you in the feels, and accompany that with the astounding visuals and one of the best game soundtracks of all time. You may find yourself applying for a job at UPS after you beat the game. Do not overlook this game if you have not played it before. This next one was just far too beautiful of a looking game to leave off this list. Sword and Fairy 7 is a single-player Chinese dynamic action RPG set to release for PC on Steam on October 15th. Despite the game being primarily in Chinese, the company stated that there will be an English subtitle version on launch, making it much more accessible for a Western market. There's not a ton of info out there on specific details of the game itself, at least information in English, but it is said to have a focus on both story and gameplay. I gotta admit that the combat gameplay and the world itself look absolutely phenomenal, making this game perhaps the best looking game in terms of those two aspects on this entire list. If you're okay with subtitles, keep an eye on Sword and Fairy 7. Sands of Aura is a single-player open-world action-adventure game that will be launching into early access on October 21st on PC. Since it's only early access, I'll try to keep this one short. In Sands of Aura, you'll be sailing across the sand seas and engaging in what the developers call Souls-like combat in a more isometric type form. There will be a bell that if you ring, it will act similar to campfires in Dark Souls, which will replenish your character but also reset the world when you ring it. This game will have a weapon crafting system, perks, runes that enhance stats, scrolls, and much more. If you kill a friendly NPC, they will be gone forever. This game has certainly got my attention. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is an upcoming single-player third-person action-adventure game set to release on October 26 for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and even Nintendo Switch, but on the Switch you'll be playing through cloud streaming. It'll cost $59.99 US. In this game, you'll be playing as Star-Lord, who is of course leading a band of legendary misfits to hopefully save the universe. You will not be able to switch between characters, but you will have access to a selection wheel that allows you to launch powerful attacks from your teammates. This game is supposed to be a narrative-driven adventure with a more linear design. Marvel Avengers, which came out in September of 2020, ended up getting fairly mixed reviews, and there was certainly no shortage of unhappy fans, so I definitely look at this one cautiously if you fall into that category. The companies behind both of these games are Eidos Montreal and of course Square Enix. Bethesda is of course milking the cows dry with Elder Scrolls Skyrim as hard as they possibly can. I'm actually a bit worried about a milk outage and of course the cow's nipples hurting. On November 11th, exactly 10 years after the launch of the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, we will be getting, you guessed it, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. This edition will come with all of the content from the Special Edition, and of course with all 3 of the official expansions, Dawnguard, Heartfire, and Dragonborn. The new stuff that we're getting is 74 creations from the Creation Club content, 26 of which will be completely new to the club itself. Overall, this adds 500 plus individual elements to the game, such as quests, items, dungeons, dragons, bosses, armor, spells, houses, etc. I even heard that there'll be fishing. The Creation Club is basically mods that you have to pay for those of you who are unfamiliar. Thank Akatosh that those of us who already own the Special Edition will be able to upgrade to the Anniversary Edition instead of having to buy the whole thing again. As for the fee, I'm not really sure yet. I should also note that on the same day, November 11th, a free next-gen upgrade will launch for console players, but nothing has been said yet about PC. Thymesia is a third-person action RPG coming to PC on December 7th, no word yet on consoles. This game is being developed by Overboard Studios and published by Team 17. In Thymesia, you'll be assuming the role of a mysterious character known as Corvus. and with him you'll be preying upon your enemies in fast-paced combat, intricate plague weapon system. Thymesia will be a single-player game, and like Sands of Aura, it's also getting the Souls-like tag on it. You'll be harnessing the plague, shifting into your Raven form, upgrading and modifying your basic movements and plague weapons, and recovering your memories. There will be different endings to this game depending on the choices you have made and the items you have collected. Looks like an interesting one. And the final game on this list, and perhaps one of the most exciting, and you should already know what it is from that beautiful hymn that I just did for you, is Halo Infinite. Now, I didn't really want to get into shooters in this video, and I don't think this game fits this list. But Halo is just badass, and it could kind of fall under the action-adventure category. This particular Halo is also said to be dipping a little bit more into some RPG-type elements than the Halo games in the past. Halo Infinite will be launching on December 8th for Xbox and PC at the cost of $59.99, but it will also be available through the Xbox Game Pass. At Infinite's core, it will still remain to be a true Halo, an action-packed sandbox shooter. The game will of course feature its campaign mode, but sadly, campaign co-op will not be available on launch. However, it is certainly coming in the future. If you're more into the competitive multiplayer side of things, this aspect of the game will actually be completely free. Infinite's world is said to be incredibly large, and it will offer players much more of an open world type freedom than ever before. There will also be plenty of adventures that entice you to stray from the Golden Path story missions. Us RPG players commonly refer to those as side quests. A strong narrative will remain at the heart of the Master Chief's adventure, and the journey between story missions will be entirely up to us. This will be the most open and adventure-filled Halo perhaps ever. Well, if you made it this far in the video, first of all, a big thank you, because a video's watch time is one of the most important indicators for a video's success to the YouTube algorithm. As your reward, here's 2 bonus games that don't quite fit the list. I guess Halo didn't really fit the list either, but who really cares? Smallland is an upcoming multiplayer open world survival game where you'll be really freaking small. This game is said to be launching its early access on the Steam and Epic Games stores in October of this year, but I don't see anything official on that yet. And when the full game comes out, which I would assume would be in 2022, it will be launching on all platforms including Nintendo. In this game, you'll be crafting weapons and armor, building encampments, and exploring a strange new land, trying your best to survive. There's going to be factions, PvE, PvP, solo content, and much more. The game actually looks very interesting in my opinion, so perhaps I'll do a deeper dive into it with a dedicated video in the near future. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is an upcoming park building business simulation game coming out on November 9th for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It will cost $59.99. Now, I did not personally play the first one, but if you did, you probably have a good idea as to what this game is all about. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, you'll be constructing and managing a dino theme park and constantly trying to keep your customers alive. You'll also be able to engage in a new immersive narrative campaign, a chaos theory mode, a sandbox mode, and a challenge mode. I've been ignoring theme park sims for a while now, ever since I gave up Roller Coaster Tycoon in 1999 and Zoo Tycoon back in 2002. If you played any of those, definitely let me know below in the comments. Perhaps I'll return to this genre, as Jurassic World Evolution 2 has certainly caught my attention. And that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for those of you guys that made it all the way to the end. I do appreciate it. There's really not too much craziness going on for the end of 2021. I think 2022 is going to be a much bigger year, especially for actual RPG games, but this is what we got to work with. There's plenty of other games that are coming out. These are just the ones that stood out to me, like I said. If you guys ended up enjoying this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.